Hey, it's Wayne Lee. I want to talk to you about the Vector Pro Edger Pad from Floorlord Industries. As all of you know, I've been in this industry since 1985. I started out with American Sanders way back then. This pad brings us into the 2022 era of floor sanding and edging. Let's go back a little bit in history. When the edgers were developed 65, 70 years ago, every unit, no matter what brand it was, had a rubber pad. The negatives to the rubber pad is if you hit a nail, a staple, it's done. I got an opportunity to meet Jason here at the NWFA. He developed the Vector Pro Series. This is a combination of the flex pad and the traditional rubber pad. Let's look at the inside of this machine and see how it works. Your wrench, the attachment, right to the top of it, this is all we need. Now, I call these fingers. If you take a look at this pad, they're pulled all the way in. That's gonna make this pad cut less aggressive. But if I can take the same mineral, make it cut harder, and get an aggressive cut, that's fantastic. So what I wanna do is expand these fingers. Take the tool, press it in, give it a twist. You see how the fingers come out? Now that eliminates the flex pad from bending and flexing more, so my aggressive cut is gonna be more like the rubber pad. So let's think about that for a second. If I'm on an 80 grit and I need to just to be a little more aggressive, but I don't want to go backwards and go to 60 or maybe 50, I can take this, adjust it up to a firmer cut, use that same scratch, that same mineral, and get the floor done quicker, less scratch, less aggravation. Here's another plus. The way that this pad works, it reduces the amount of heat. We all know that heat and friction is what wears out our abrasive. So if I'm reducing the amount of friction, if I'm reducing the amount of heat, my abrasive is gonna last a lot longer. That's not only time and efficient, that's money saved. Once I got my hands on this, again, it was at the NWFA headquarters. I got a hold of Jason. I said, look, in order for me to endorse this or give you my blessing, I've got to run it on a real job. It was a factory finished, cypress, micro bevel, cupped floor. All the pain, all the unnecessaries that we have to deal with. I said, send me one, I'll try it. If I like it, I'll let you know. If I don't like it, I'll let you know. I set up my edger, my Super 7. I dialed it into where I like it to cut. I was the first guy to run it. It was around 2,000 feet. I edged that entire house by myself in one day. I took a piece of 60 grit hook and loop and I sanded that whole job. With one cut of that 60 grit, I took out the micro bevel, the cup, the finish, and flattened it. And with my style of edging, reduced the scratch to the point that we could actually go behind that with just our Festool Rotec and get all the imperfections out. I did not have to edge a second time. For me, that's huge. The less time I spent bent over that edger, the better my back feels, the better my legs feel, and I don't have to spend that extra time edging that whole 2,000 feet. That's what sold me on his design. Here's the big factor for me. We had a new guy on that job. I said, wow, this is easy. Now, all of you know that I give the new person the big machine first. If you're gonna do damage to a job, it's right here, it's with the edger. When that person's edging and doesn't have the skill set to get it flat, hide the scratch, you're going behind him with a lot of extra effort, energy, abrasives, whatever it takes to get that floor flat and scratch free. Without a doubt, I had 15 minutes of training with this newbie. And within 15 minutes, I had that guy edging very, very well to where we could just, once again, go right behind it with the Rotec. I could adjust it to be soft cut, hard cut. He could master the technique of running it. So think about the time that you're gonna save training your new person who's not gonna leave a heavy gouge, who's not gonna worry about damaging the pad, who's not gonna worry about, well, is the boss gonna be happy or sad with the performance I just did with this edger? This pad reduces a lot of pain and a lot of frustration for a new guy. Here's the bottom line, guys. If you wanna save yourself some aggravation for your back, your legs, your body, reduce your cost on sandpaper, reduce your scratch on the floor, get it flat fast. This right here is the best pad in my mind for the Super 7R right now. No wear and tear, no damage to it if you hit a staple or a nail. Just think about that right there. That's 80 to 90 bucks saved every time. This right here is the future of sanding pads.